I'm Joan Steffen.
And I'm Randy Shaver. Next on KARE 11 News, a volunteer firefighter is dead after a 4-hour standoff with Eagan Police.
Bad weather is causing trouble in the Twin Cities, and things could get worse in the next 24 hours.
And one man sues an Indian gaming casino for flooding the night with skylights.
KARE 11 News is next.
Okay, your butt.
Hey, that's 3.
My son swore he wouldn't wash his lucky shirt until his winning streak was over.
Tough luck, man.
That shirt looked and smelled so bad. My husband suggested that new bleach detergent for odors, but odor's no problem. It's whiteness, and no detergent whitens better than my Tide with bleach.
While the new bleach detergent left stains behind, Tide with bleach made it whiter.
After all, how many lucky shirts does a kid have?
If it's got to be clean, it's got to be Tide.
Doing it yourself can save you a lot of money if you get it right the first time. Make sure you do. Ask Ace.
Stock up on Ever-Ready Energizer batteries with a $1.25 rebate, and the Fiskars 3-piece scissor set is only $9.99.
Ace Best Buy is another reason Ace is a place for you.
It's 7.5 feet tall, not counting the angel, and it makes the whole house smell like Oregon. And every time you see it, the ornaments take you back to when your husband finished restoring that old car of his. And when your son made the junior high team on his second try. And somehow, you know your daughter, well, she's too young to remember, will never forget her very first Christmas. Hallmark keepsake ornaments. For Christmas memories, there's no place like Hallmark.
'Tis the season to be jolly.
'Tis also the season for a KFC holiday meal. A bucket of delicious chicken, mashed potatoes with gravy, coleslaw, hot biscuits, enough to feed 4 just $9.99. And when you buy a holiday meal, get a coupon book worth up to $75 on select Mattel toys at Toys R Us and other fine stores. The $9.99 holiday meal from KFC. And from Lake Edna, happy holidays!
Money, taxes, mortgage rates, funds, deficits, those darn numbers. Can you make sense of them? Will Bill Clinton and his team. Your economic future, this week on NBC Nightly News.
Jacqueline Smith, Corbin Burnson, Love Can Be Murder, Monday.
Many say our nation's children hold the key to our future. Monday on Sunrise, find out how the Twin Cities will help make that possible.
It takes a special touch to make a cool, creamy Dairy Queen holiday cake. So why do we go to all this trouble?
We treat you right.
He fixed up an old rundown gas station and turned it into one of the hippest hangouts around.
He really put his heart into that place.
But a year after the grand opening, he was mysteriously murdered.
I can't even imagine him having an enemy.
Who pumped the bullets into Mr. Full Service? Then
America loves a redeemed sinner.
He had the wildest parties, the most beautiful women, the most outrageous life. Now, from Playmates to Playpens, meet the new Hugh Hefner on hard copy.
Monday at 4:30 on KARE 11.
KARE 11 News with Joan Steffen, Randy Shaver, and meteorologist Helen Ferrara.
Good evening, everybody. A gunman held SWAT teams at bay more than 4 hours, firing at Eagan Police several times and setting his own house ablaze.
Early this evening, police finally returned fire, killing the man. The standoff began at 1:40 this afternoon when the gunman barricaded himself at his house and threatened to shoot.
KARE 11's Roxanne Battle is still at the scene.
She joins us now with more on what's going on. Roxanne?
Joan and Randy, it's a very busy scene here in Quarry Court. As you can see, firefighters have just returned to the scene here. The fire that they thought they had put out early this afternoon seems to have rekindled. A number of emergency vehicles are on the scene right now. Now, this whole ordeal, as you said, started about 1:40 this afternoon when the wife of the man who lives here went to the Eagan Police Department and said her husband was threatening to set the house on fire and threatening to kill himself. Now, Eagan Police tried for several hours to contact the man by telephone. They were unsuccessful. Then at 6 o'clock, the man called 911 and said he had started the fire. Firefighters arrived at this home on 3140 Quarry Court about 6 o'clock to put the fire out. Yeah. That's when neighbors say the shooting started.
And, we heard like a couple of shots, and then it kind of
settled down for a little while, and then about a half an hour later, we just heard a series of shots, several, one right after the other.
Police say despite being fired upon, they did not immediately return fire. Instead, they tried to talk to the man. Many officers knew him on a first-name basis and begged him to put his shotgun down.
He was in the front for a while. There's a deck in the front of the house. Then he went out in the backyard on a deck, fired several times, went down into the grassy portion, knelt down, told the officers to shoot him. They continued to try and talk to him, and then he finally turned on the officers with the shotgun.
And that's when they fired?
Yes.
Now, the man was taken to St. Paul Ramsey Medical Center where he was rushed into surgery. Unfortunately, the man in this situation died in surgery at 8:22 this evening. He's a 43-year-old male, a volunteer firefighter here. Eagan Police and the St. Paul Ramsey County Coroner's Office are not releasing the man's name, although he is known to several neighbors here and several of the officers who were on the scene here. This was a very tragic event for them. Several officers knew this man personally. They're receiving counseling, being able to and help in coping with this very tragic situation. Back to you, Joan and Randy.
Roxanne, I guess the obvious question is why? Why did this happen?
Yes, that is a very obvious question. I asked the Eagan Police that. They said the man was despondent over what we don't know. We do know that he had attempted suicide 2 years ago. We were all back at this scene 2 years ago. This is not the first time that the man attempted suicide, and unfortunately, he expired this evening.
Okay. Thank you very much, Roxanne.
Thanks, Roxanne. Well, a dangerous mixture of freezing rain, sleet, and snow is making driving hazardous for much of Minnesota. The near-freezing temperatures combined with precipitation caused more than 10 cars to pile up on Interstate 94 in Brooklyn Center. 7 victims had to be taken to the hospital.
My wife and I were sitting there watching them just bang, 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 watch that white car just tag that pickup. She was really moving.
They already had some vehicles stopped up there. That's why I tried to slow down, but it's ice. What can you do?
Even those on their way to rescue others became victims themselves. Fortunately, the weather didn't cause any fatal accidents in the metro area.
A very different kind of problem caused a one-car accident overnight. Police say a motorist driving under the influence of alcohol crashed on Interstate 394 and Highway 169. Golden Valley police say the man was driving at high speeds and weaving in and out of cars just before the accident. He was arrested at the scene. And fire gutted a Roseville home earlier today. The blaze began in a wood stove and spread to the rest of the house, causing heavy damage. Roseville firefighters say the family escaped without suffering any injuries.
Minneapolis police have now identified the victim of a brutal stabbing. 34-year-old Alan Ray Gibson died in the operating room at Hennepin County Medical Center yesterday afternoon. A man attacked Gibson with a knife at the corner of 16th and Chicago Avenue South. A suspect is in custody. And the search continues for the killers of Michael Alexander Clark. Someone opened fire on Clark yesterday morning in an alley at 16th Avenue North near Fremont. Police have no suspects. More American troops continue to pour into famine-ravaged Somalia.
It's day 5 of Operation Restore Hope, and many say the arrival of new soldiers indicates the relief effort is gaining momentum. This is a relief ship docked in Mogadishu today under the guard of the U.S. Marines. It's the first ship to reach the capital city in 8 weeks. One of the first priorities is getting aid to Baidoa, where volunteers say the famine has hit the hardest. Thousands of malnourished Somalis are seeking refuge there, and relief workers say if assistance doesn't arrive soon, the situation will grow worse.
Starvation will be increasing. And as you can see, these children now, they are feeling for starvation. A lot of people may die for a lack of food, medicine, and everything.
American planes transported badly needed supplies into Baidoa today, but U.S. troops aren't likely to arrive there for several more days.
One of the worst earthquakes to hit this century has killed at least 1,200 people in Indonesia. Rescuers are digging through collapsed houses and buildings today, searching for survivors. Aftershocks have hindered workers from finding victims. Cold weather is also threatening the lives of the survivors. In Florida, 15-year-old Ricky Ray died today of AIDS. He's the oldest of 3 hemophiliac brothers infected with HIV who made headlines when they were barred from school because of the virus. During his last hospital stay, President-elect Clinton visited him. Ricky's doctors say the boy's health deteriorated after that. And Bill Clinton's spokesman says tomorrow's economic conference is aimed at sharing ideas and getting America back on track. More than 300 people are on the guest list, including top representatives from Fortune 500 companies.
More than 60 children took a fantasy trip to the North Pole today. Actually, the kids didn't quite make it that far. The children boarded a Northwest jetliner and taxied to another hangar where they were escorted into an employee cafeteria for a Christmas party. The event was sponsored by the Minnesota North Stars and Northwest Airlines and is part of the Toys for Tots campaign, benefiting underprivileged kids. Well, tomorrow's rush hour could be treacherous. Ellen Ferrara will have the details.
Before we go, the true meaning of Christmas through the eyes of a choir.
In sports, the Vikings are a game away in the Central Division after the 49ers silenced the Dome.
Next in the Extra, why one man is suing an Indian tribe for what he calls light pollution.
Laughing, sharing, showing that you care brings a smile.
Give a keepsake this Christmas. Pink cubic zirconia earrings, charms, and pendants are all 50% off at Target. And for men, choose one of these stunning relic chronograph watches. A classic look at a great price. Only $29.99 at Target.
Will you reach for the sky? Are you ready to fly? Let the season take wing.
Your Chrysler Plymouth dealers proudly announce the Chrysler Award Celebration Sale going on now at the minivan store. For a limited time, you can choose our standard length minivan or the longer model at no extra charge. Choose Voyager, voted one of Motor Trend magazine's 10 best domestic buys, and save up to $1,500. Or if you want extra room for the same price, choose Grand Voyager and save up to $2,150. The Chrysler Award Celebration Sale going on now at your Chrysler Plymouth dealer.
Because the first 2 hours after the beginning of a heart attack are so critical, now there's Heart Check, providing immediate evaluation and care to those in danger and those who aren't quite sure. Heart Check in the emergency department of Fairview Southdale and Fairview Ridges Hospitals.
8 maids, a milking, 7 swans, a swimming, 6 geese a laying, 5 roast beef sandwiches.
5 roast beef sandwiches?
5 roast beef.
That can't be right.
It says 5.
Announcing Arby's Holiday 5 for 5 deal. Get 5 delicious slow-roasted regular roast beef sandwiches for just $5. We'll even gift wrap them.
I thought it was 5 golden rings.
It says roast beef sandwiches. That's the way I remember
I kind of like the change.
But hurry, Arby's Holiday 5 for 5 deal ends soon.
In tonight's Extra, a Prior Lake man is suing the Shakopee Sioux tribe for polluting his night sky, not with toxic waste, but with lights.
The casino began using electric searchlights last spring to draw attention to the gaming operation. The lights now shine from 8 at night until 2 o'clock in the morning every day. But at least one resident says the lights interfere with his enjoyment of the moon and the stars, and he's taking the tribe to court. KARE 11's Gail Powacki reports.
Bells and whistles and flashing lights. It's all part of the casino experience. And atop Mystic Lake, a towering teepee of light visually invites people for miles around to come try their luck.
On clear nights, the rays, they'll just shine for miles across the sky, entirely over this house, which is 1.5 miles to 2 miles away.
But if you live with the lights in your backyard, the charm wears off.
At first, it was quite exciting for the casino to come in, and it was an opportunity for the Sioux tribe, and we saw the lights in the sky, and it looked exciting. And so we had fun with that. As time wore on, that tended to change.
What changed is that Barta just plain got tired of the lights intruding in his night sky, prompting him to file a lawsuit to get the Shakopee Sioux to turn them off.
It's more than the lights he's after.
Leonard Prescott, CEO of the Shakopee gaming operation, however, says the suit has nothing to do with lights in the night sky and a lot more to do with racism. The same attitude he believes responsible for hospitality industry criticism of Indian gambling operations.
The bars are always asking us. They're saying, you're taking away our opportunity. And we're not on a level playing field. Never has anybody ever been concerned about the level playing field on Indians before.
No one worried, he says, until Indians started making money hand over fist. And when it comes to the lights, well, the reservation is self-governing, and the tribe says as long as it's on their land, the lights are legal. Barta, a lawyer himself, takes issue with that assumption.
They mustn't engage in business all over the state, and now even in North Dakota. And then when that commercial operation injures or damages someone, retreat to the reservation, throw up their hands and say, well, we are immune from suit.
Although the lights only occupy airspace above reservation land, they can be seen from Barda's neighborhood, and he says the only solution is turning them off, like what has been done at another Minnesota reservation.
You see, it says, a note to our neighbors.
The note is from the Northern Lights Casino on the Leech Lake Reservation. Spotlights used to sweep the night sky here until the Tribal Council pulled the plug after complaints from area residents.
There were probably, like, I think about 4 lights that would move in various, an organized pattern, through the sky, and they would be shining out at an angle. So if there was some cloud cover, it looked like a series of UFOs maybe circling over the area.
Scott Gustafson moved his family here from the metro area partly to escape the noise and light of the city. And when the casino spotlights came on, he protested by writing a letter to the editor.
People need to be able to go out at nights and look at the night sky and just see the creation there.
Did the casino have to turn off the lights? Maybe not. And does Mystic Lake have to turn off theirs? Leonard Prescott argues the lights are no worse than any others.
The Canterbury Downs, that lit up my whole backyard. And it's in a place that is not well lit, and I enjoyed the country as much as Mr. Barda did.
Barda, on the other hand, says it's a question of being neighborly.
I don't presume to tell the Shakopee Sioux how to operate their business, but surely it would enhance goodwill.
But he may have to move before he sees that goodwill. Gail Plawacki, KARE 11 News, Prior Lake.
We Minnesotans sure do love winter, so the Minnesota State Lottery's got a new instant game called Winter Playland. Match 3 amounts and you can win up to $5,000.
Ice fishing. What happened to the music? This year you can spend less on holiday gifts, but you won't have to give less. Hi, I'm Max for Office Max. We have thousands of useful gifts drastically discounted every day.
Like the Canon Bubble Jet word processor with spell checker and MS-DOS capability. Save over $200. And the Canon plain paper fax machine with Bubble Jet printing, you save $695.
Useful gifts that leave you with something we all could use. A little extra cash. Office Max, where savings is the bottom line.
Your Toyota dealers are proud to announce a beauty of a deal on a beauty of a car. A one-of-a-kind introductory offer on the all-new Toyota Corolla with its Camry-like styling. The deal is $179 a month for 48 months with no down payment. It gets even better. No strip down here. You get air conditioning, power steering, AM/FM radio, even driver's side airbag. But it's a limited time offer, so for the best selection, don't wait. Why settle for less than a Corolla? Your Toyota dealer can give you a beauty of a deal for less than you thought.
An electronics price war is going on. Discounts, coupons, major markdowns. Why? Best Buy. That's why Best Buy's on top. Other stores are fighting to get close, but Best Buy will not be undersold. Good isn't good enough. Better's not worth bothering with. So it's time to wipe the slate clean. We're Best Buy, and we want your business. So we've slashed hundreds of prices all over the store, and you can't miss the savings. Just look for the red arrows. So where are you going to find the big savings? Best Buy, that's where. Because we've slashed hundreds of prices throughout the store. Look for the red arrows and get more for your money. At Best Buy, we are the competition.
The East Coast is trying to towel off tonight. Much of Philadelphia remains underwater at this hour. Repair crews are working to restore power to some 96,000 residents in Massachusetts, and LaGuardia Airport in New York was still closed this afternoon. I would assume all of Philadelphia was not underwater, but I suppose good parts of it was
incredible video out of
it really is.
Yeah. Things are drying out there. Things are getting wild here. And do you want the bad news or the bad news?
It's the bad news.
Give us the most
The ice is going to continue tonight with more slushy roads. And tomorrow, it doesn't look like we'll completely change over to snow, but we'll still mix with ice. In fact, that could even last into Tuesday. Just a real miserable stretch on the way for travelers. Anyway, let's take a look at today's almanac data. Just a 2-degree stretch from the low to high temperature, 33 and 35 respectively. Officially at the airport, 0.07 of an inch of precipitation, anything in the form of sleet, freezing rain, and snow. We have sleet right now being reported at the airport with 34, southeast winds at 8 miles an hour. The wind chill just 10 degrees cooler at 24 with the dew point 31 and pressure falling off. Temperatures the past several hours have changed little from right around the freezing mark over much of Minnesota and western Wisconsin, including 32 right now in Duluth, also Brainerd and St. Cloud, 30 degrees in Hibbing and 31 up in International Falls. Over the past 24 hours, you can see how all this moisture has been streaming up from the south to the north. And underneath these clouds right now, Doppler radar is picking up an area of mixed precipitation, anything from sleet, freezing rain, and snow showing up on Doppler as we have a look at that right now. Even some snowfall amounts ranging as high as 3 inches from St. Cloud, northern Anoka County, also in Eagan, Minnesota. All of this area continuing to slide off to the north very quickly, but more of it will form to the south, and so it looks like we'll continue this rather slushy progression through the nighttime hours. Meanwhile, on the national scene, all that moisture extends further south across the Central Plains, lower Mississippi Valley, even some snow in the Texas Panhandle. But we're still on the warmer side of this system, and watch what happens over the next 24 hours. It barely moves to the east. That's why we'll keep mixing here in eastern Minnesota and western Wisconsin, while snow should accumulate to the west. As a result, the National Weather Service has issued snow advisories for just about the entire western half of Minnesota. Advisories up for snow, ice, sleet, freezing rain, everything across eastern Minnesota and western Wisconsin. And additional snowfall amounts on top of what you've already received will be in the 3 to 6 inch range here, about 1 to 3 inches in the metro, heavier amounts in western metro. Here's the complete forecast then for the Twin Cities tonight. Some slushy accumulations as we continue to find a mixed bag of wintry weather. 1 to 3 inches, 29 to 33 for the low temperatures, which are basically where they are right now. Occasional wet snow, sleet, and freezing rain tomorrow, 31 to 36. And more wintry, slushy weather on Tuesday.
Nothing but good news from you tonight, huh?
Sorry.
Okay.
Please be careful driving your morning commute tomorrow.
Yeah.
Allow yourself some extra time, extra space between the car in front of you.
Messy out
Good
there.
advice.
Thanks.
Thanks, Helen.
The Vikings put up 17 points, but it wasn't enough to beat the 49ers.
So the Vikings are just one win away from winning the Central Division. We'll have the highlights next.
Tonight's KARE 11 weather has been brought to you in part by The Accent is on Tomorrow.
There is a business where goals aren't measured by quarters, but by generations. A business where the board meets under open sky. For this business, DuPont created Accent, the herbicide that protects corn from foxtails, quackgrass, and wild proso millet, and protects the land as well. Because in this business, the accent is on tomorrow.
Tools make great gifts, and Menards has them at holiday savings. Skill power tools are always a favorite. This cordless drill is $19.99 after mail-in rebate coupon. This 5-inch bench grinder, only $38.99. And quality Cooper tools come in handy for all kinds of projects. This Lufkin tape measure or crescent wrench is just $6.69. Save on gifts for the do-it-yourselfer at Menards.
Warm season's greetings to you all from Menards.
Finally, a credit card reward program for everybody. Earn rewards even if you don't charge a lot. From shopping to travel discounts.
Penny holiday sale, you'll save 10 to 40% on the things you need for the holidays. You'll save on strings of lights, festive ornaments, and colorful wrappings. Save on ribbons and bows, beautiful decorations, and lots of shining stars. When you see how much we've trimmed our prices, you'll know why the best place to spend this holiday season is JCPenney.
As I was saying in the break, what happened to those miserable Green Bay Packers of old that I used to really enjoy watching?
First of all, we should point out what is happening here. The Vikings still need a win or a Green Bay loss to clinch the Central Division. However, this is going to come down to the final 2 weeks of the season.
Yeah.
And it's really bizarre. We're going to start tonight with Green Bay Packer highlights. We don't normally do that on a Sunday night, but because the Packers game finished just a few minutes ago, and this game has such a bearing on the Vikings situation, we're going to lead with that tonight. Chris Jackie kicked 3 field goals for Green Bay. They led 9-7. Then in the fourth quarter, Brett Favre to Sterling Sharp, the pump fake, the touchdown pass. It was 16-7 Green Bay. Houston drives down the field. Lorenzo White scores off the option pitch. That made it 16-14 with under 2 minutes to go. Houston could have gotten the ball back. The Packers forced a punt with 12 seconds left, but the Oilers went for the block instead of leaving someone back to receive the punt. Brian Wagner nails a beauty. The ball bounces around, the clock runs out, and the game is over. Green Bay beats Houston 16-14, and they're now a game back of the Vikings for the NFC Central Championship with 1 game left. You can hear Coach Dennis Green talk about the Vikings' fight for the Central Division crown on the Dennis Green Show. Coach Green will join Jeff Passolt following cheers tonight at 11:05. Here's what he's got to talk about from the Vikings game today. Rich Gannon, first series of the game, picked off by Don Griffin of the 49ers. That led to a field goal, 3-zip San Francisco. Vikings defense did their best to keep him in it. Audrey McMillan picks off a Steve Young pass, 51-yard score. The 8th defensive touchdown of the year, 7-3 Vikings. But in the second, San Fran regained the lead. Steve Young to Amp Lee, filling in for Ricky Waters. 3-yard scoring pass, 10-7 Niners. Lee scored again, this time on a run, capping another long drive. 17-7 San Francisco at halftime. The Vikings defense harassed Steve Young all day. They sacked him 7 times. Al Noga collecting 3 by himself. The biggest offensive play of the game, Gannon to Anthony Carter. What has happened to this play over the last 8 weeks? The slant play. Carter goes 54 yards. It set up a field goal, 17-10 San Fran. Niners driving late in the third, but another sack. Noga and Randall with the honors. They hold him to a field goal. It's 20-10. Big play in the fourth quarter. Klaus Wilmsmeyer takes a high snap from center. He's the punter, and Vency Glenn nails him at the Niner 4-yard line. That set up the Vikings' only offensive touchdown of the day. This one made it 20-17 as Terry Allen scores. The Vikings driving late in the game, looking to kick a field. In fact, they were in field goal range. Rich Gannon was sacked twice. This one ended the drive. The Vikings never got the football back, and they lose it. 20-17, the final. Let's go to the locker room.
You know, we just had a lot of missed opportunities, and you can't do that against a great team, and you know, that's the disheartening part of it. But like I said, you know, they're good, they're a great team, and you know, you get behind a great team, it's tough to run them down.
You know, I wasn't as sharp and as usual. And, it took me a while to get going and feel comfortable out there after 2 weeks off.
A team like that, you have to score against them every chance you get, and we just didn't take any opportunities to do that.
All right, let's check out the rest of the NFC playoff chase. We're going to start with the Washington Redskins game against the Dallas Cowboys, and Washington comes back to win this game. Highlights now from RFK. Dallas at the Kingdome in Seattle. Look at this pitch by Cunningham in overtime with 1:45 to play to set up the game-winning field goal. The Seahawks played Philadelphia tough, but Roger Ruzek kicks the 44-yarder, 20-17 Philadelphia over Seattle. The Rams lose to New Orleans 37-14. The NFC playoff picture looks like this. Dallas 11-3, Vikings 9-5, San Francisco 12-2. Green Bay still in the hunt at 8-6 for a wild card and also for the NFC Central. The Chicago Bears gave future Hall of Famer linebacker Mike Singletary a great home finale. He inspired the Bears to so many wins, including a big one today over Pittsburgh. Neil Anderson scored twice, once on the ground, once through the air. The Bears break a 6-game losing streak, and they beat the Steelers 30-6 at Soldier Field. How about Wade Wilson's day for Atlanta? He threw 5 touchdown passes against Tampa Bay. Wade Wilson has thrown more touchdown passes in one day than the Vikings have in the last 9 weeks of the season. Check the scores. Atlanta 35-7 over Tampa Bay. I'm talking quarterback-wise, too. If you throw in Keith Henderson's touchdown, the Vikings do have 5. Detroit over Cleveland, 24-14. San Diego beats Cincinnati. Kansas City over New England, 27-20. AFC playoff picture shaping up like this. Kansas City, San Diego battling it out for the AFC West. One other score, Indianapolis beat the Jets 10-6 the final. The fantasy football team you should have had, Wade Wilson, that's for sure. Had 5 touchdown passes today and 324 yards through the air. Again, 5 in one day. The Vikings have had 4 from their quarterbacks in the last 9 weeks.
Something has to happen on offense soon.
I hope so.
Do you have someone in your family who loves the outdoors but is hard to buy for at Christmas? Well, coming up next, we will go Minnesota bound with some practical suggestions for that hunter or angler.
Tonight's KARE 11 Sports has been brought to you in part by First Bank's Chextra Card.
Next time, try your Chextra card from First Banks. It works like a check, and it's good anywhere you can use Visa.
Whoa, here we are at National Camera and Video's Holiday Extravaganza. All sorts of folks here at National Camera are waiting in line to see me. National Camera has the best selection of cameras and video stuff in the 5-state area. I should know. National Camera means great prices, and I love to save money. Like on this Canon E63 8mm camcorder for only $699.95. National Camera's experts will help you create a special memory for kids of all ages. National Camera and Video.
Give her the max with this special purchase of famous name sweaters. Colorful sweaters for all occasions, just $29.99 to $39.99. Terrific gifts that sell for much, much more in department stores. The Great Sweater Super Buy. Hurry in now.
You can afford to relax. Shopping's more fun at TJ Maxx.
Just in time for the holidays.
8 makes a milky, 7 swans are swimming, 6 geese are laying. 5 roast beef sandwiches.
5 roast beef sandwiches?
5 roast beef.
That can't be right.
5 roast beef says 5.
Announcing Arby's Holiday 5 for 5 deal. Get 5 delicious slow-roasted regular roast beef sandwiches for just $5. We'll even gift wrap them.
I thought it was 5 golden rings.
It says roast beef sandwiches.
That's
the way I remember
I kind of like the change.
But hurry, Arby's Holiday 5 for 5 deal ends soon.
If there's an outdoors person on your shopping list, choosing the right gift can be a difficult task.
So tonight on Minnesota Bound, we went Christmas shopping with an expert at buying for an outdoor fanatic.
Hi, I'm Denise Shera, married to Ron Shera, the host of Minnesota Bound, and as you know, is interested in hunting, fishing, camping, and boating. And finding the right Christmas present is a difficult task. So, if you're in the same boat, come on with me and let's go shopping for some outdoorsy ideas. Let's see now. Anything new in fishing? Oh, this is overwhelming. Just too many choices.
If he's interested in ice fishing, this year we have a new Vexlar box for the FL8 unit.
I don't even know what this thing does. Wow! It's great! How about something for deer hunting? He didn't get a deer this year, and he's still depressed about it. Oh, he'd better not wear this in the house.
I got different types of calls. I got goose calls, duck calls, varmint predator calls.
I don't know. Maybe he should pick out his own bows and arrows. Scrapers, head nets, compass, pedometer, water purifier, first aid, lamp. But I just can't make up my mind yet. Oh, books are good ideas, too. Can you tell me what would be a good camping gift?
One popular gift idea would be one of the lanterns. You can use them for camping or ice fishing, so it's a real good idea for the season.
Oh, these new camping stoves are nice, but if I get camping gear, well, he'll want me to go along. Unless I pick the trip. I'd like some information on cruises. Can you fish off the back of these things? I'm Denise Shera for Minnesota Bound.
Now, in reality, it's pretty easy buying gifts for someone in love with the outdoors because there are dozens of gadgets for every outdoor activity, and most enthusiasts, like Ron Shera, want them all.
What do you think Ron's going to get?
The cruise.
You think he'll get the cruise?
Yeah, you bet.
Good for him if he does. I thought he'd just get some boots or something.
If she's lucky, she'll get the cruise.
That's right. That's probably why they'll give it. Before we go, why it's just as fun to give as it is to receive.
But first, there are just a few days left in this year's Toys for Tots campaign, and we do need your donations. So please drop off a toy at our KARE 11 studios or any of these locations throughout the Twin Cities.
Here's this week's KARE 11 News Express run, Minneapolis Route 35H, Edina to downtown Minneapolis. Leaves Tracy and Colonial Way at 6:46 a.m., 66th Street and France Avenue at 6:59. Arrives 7th Street and 2nd Avenue at 7:25 a.m. Join KARE 11 in the MTC for a free ride on the KARE 11 News Express.
This season, the men in purple are seeing a lot of...
Green. Dennis Green. Tell me replayed it down. Replayed it down.
They say he's close to his players.
Hey, I'm a warm and sensitive guy.
There's a lot of sportscasters.
But only one coach.
And only one show
has the inside scoop.
From the man in charge.
On only one station, KARE 11.
The Dennis Green Show, Sundays at 11:05 on KARE 11.
It's a whole new season.
Folks in this business develop amazing creativity. For example, Ken Speak had to work today, but the church choir he sings in presented its Christmas concert. Well, he considered calling in sick, but didn't think it would be appropriate to complain of laryngitis. So he sold us on the idea that his choir illustrates the characteristics on which this season is based. Here's the Good Samaritan United Methodist Choir.
They were working out a few wrinkles, renewing the memory of specifics, and getting a little inspiration.
Okay? Now, it's like you've just prepared this huge big dinner for friends, and the work is all done now. You've got to serve it, and you've got to be joyful about it, or they won't enjoy it either.
They'd heard Dennis Jewett preach that before, about reaching within, giving of themselves to enhance worship for the congregation. But as tends to happen in some choirs, the giving-receiving thing seems to turn itself around.
We really work hard, and in the process of working together, not only do you feel their support and their love, it just is what Christmas season is all about, I think.
Then why should we be so sad since our Redeemer made us glad? Then why should we ever be so sad since our Redeemer made us glad? When from our sin he set us free.
Christmas season is just a real joy to sing in a choir such as this. The warmth and the affection of the choral group itself is really magnificent.
It really is magnificent. They feel the phenomenon voiced by other volunteers, the phenomenon of the Christmas season. In giving of themselves, people can receive more than they give. Ken Speak, KARE 11 News, Edina.
Many say our nation's children hold the key to our future. Monday on Sunrise, find out how the Twin Cities will help make that possible.
An electronics price war is going on. Discounts, coupons, major markdowns. Why? Best Buy. That's why Best Buy's on top. Other stores are fighting to get close, but Best Buy will not be undersold. Good isn't good enough. Better's not worth bothering with. So it's time to wipe the slate clean. We're Best Buy, and we want your business. So we've slashed hundreds of prices all over the store, and you can't miss the savings. Just look for the red arrows. So where are you going to find the big savings? Best Buy, that's where. Because we've slashed hundreds of prices throughout the store. Look for the red arrows and get more for your money. At Best Buy, we are the competition.
There's nothing like the bond between a man and his truck. And right now, taking the plunge is easier than ever. It's a sure thing. For a limited time, Chevrolet's made it possible for dealers to get you an S10 pickup, equipped with the extras you're looking for, but without the extra cost. Yes, there's nothing as perfectly matched as a man and a truck. Unless, of course, it's a woman in a truck.
See your Heartland Chevrolet Geo dealers now.
There's a new pet.
Chia.
Chia Pet, the pottery that grows. It's fun and easy. Soak your chia, spread the seeds, keep it watered, and watch it grow. And now grow a whole collection of fun with chia teddy bears, puppies, kittens, rams, bulls, turtles, bunnies, and a chia tree to keep your pets company. Chia Pets and Trees, the pottery that grows.
Chia Pets and Trees, available at Snyder Drug, Shopko, Frank's, and Drug Emporium.
When we set out to design the new Geo Prism, the possibilities were endless.
Then, step by step, we built a car that's as well thought out as it is well engineered. Once you see the end result, we think you'll agree. It all came together beautifully. Get to know the newest Geo Prism, at your Chevrolet Geo dealers.
They're hot. They're cool.
Hot beef, cool treats at Dairy Queen.
It's a family meal deal. The folks get our full meal deal. A big juicy burger, crispy fries, soft drink, and luscious 5-ounce sundae for just $2.49. The kids love our treat meal with a special soft serve treat and fries, just $1.99. Full meal deal. Treat meal, now at Dairy Queen.
Hot beef, cool treats. We treat you right.
Escape. Calvin Klein. This classic holiday edition of fabulous value, yours now, exclusively at Dayton's.
He fixed up an old rundown gas station and turned it into one of the hippest hangouts around.
He really put his heart into that place.
But a year after the grand opening, he was mysteriously murdered.
I can't even imagine him having an enemy.
Who pumped the bullets into Mr. Full Service? Then,
America loves a redeemed sinner.
he had the wildest parties, the most beautiful women, the most outrageous life. Now, from Playmates to Playpens, meet the new Hugh Hefner on hard copy.
Monday at 4:30 on KARE 11.
The winds of change are blowing across the former Soviet Union. Communism has crumbled, and thousands are pursuing freedom and democracy. Change is not easy, but we can lend a hand. From Thanksgiving to Easter, the Friendship Force invites you to help. Spend a week in Moscow, St. Petersburg, Minsk, or Riga with a host family, and take needed food and medical supplies. Visitors from these cities will also be coming to Minnesota. They'll see democracy and free enterprise in action. Become a part of history. Join Friend to Friend. For more information, call 612-924-2490.
I'm Robin Williams, and I want to open up to you a question and answer about the new movie Toys. Yes.
What the hell am I going to do?
Come on down. See Toys.
I don't understand.
Well, it's like Toys in the Hood.
You behave like a buffoon.
Thank you. Yes.
Do you duplicate alone?
That's kind of a personal question.
How do you do that?
I'm not going to show you because I want you to see the movie. Toys!
Rated PG-13. Starts Friday at theaters everywhere.
A year ago, the editors of Popular Mechanics took home a special car. They drove it all over, in all conditions, and reported every problem they had. Here are all the problems they had to report. It's your choice.
Makes a milky 7, swans are swimming, 6 geese are laying. 5 roast beef sandwiches.
5 roast beef sandwiches?
That
can't be right.
It says 5.
Announcing Arby's Holiday 5 for $5 deal. Get 5 delicious slow-roasted regular roast beef sandwiches for just $5. We'll even gift wrap them.
I thought it was 5 golden rings.
It says roast beef sandwiches.
That's the way I remember
I kind of like the change.
But hurry, Arby's Holiday 5 for $5 deal ends soon.
This suit at the Men's Warehouse is $200. Double-breasted, also $200. Elsewhere, they'd be closer to $300. All-wool tuxedo, $200. Quality suits, $200. We guarantee it.
Hey, Tom, can I go on the Geraldo show with you?
Roseanne and Tom causing trouble in the news. They're on Geraldo. Monday at 3 on KARE 11. This is KARE 11, your #1 news and information station.
Well, driving conditions will continue to be hazardous into Monday and also into Tuesday as we find more wintry precipitation. Here's the complete forecast tonight. A winter weather advisory has been posted by the National Weather Service for occasional wet snow mixed with sleet and freezing rain. 1 to 3 inches is likely to accumulate in the Twin Cities with temperatures near 30. Tomorrow, more of the same. Wet snow, sleet, and freezing rain making driving very treacherous. Low 30s for highs, and it should continue into Tuesday. Good night.